And we are back. Thank you and welcome to another episode of the Chris Gray Show. I am your host with the most, Chris Gray. How are you doing? I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. Got a jam-packed show for you this evening. Um, whether you're watching this in the daytime, and nighttime, or whenever the heck you are watching this. If you actually get to watch this intro, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hype this shit up if you so please. A lot of stuff came out over the last 2 weeks. I would not do a recap of life during those last 2 weeks, maybe even 2.5 weeks. But we're back today. What I will say is we did have some life changes. Got a brand new job. Super happy, super excited, and that's all I'll say about that. What else? That's really it, right? Got some dinner shit going on, but outside of that, we are doing okay. If your mental health is okay, put a W in the chat. Also, like, comment, and subscribe if your mental health is okay. And even if your mental health is not okay, like, comment, and subscribe. Drake came out with Iceman, which to a lot of his fans' delight was a part of a 3-album drop. Iceman, Habibi, I don't know how to say the other shit, and Maid of Honor. I've only listened to Iceman, and I briefly listened to it for a couple minutes. There's a lot of this album that's not for me, right? Just a little bit of my hip hop, quote unquote, knowledge and where my area of expertise lies, right? I listen to Griselda, and I say Griselda, but when I say Griselda, who I really mean is Westside Gunn and all of his artists, including Benny and Conway, right? Outside of the Griselda umbrella, I also listen to a lot of 38 Special. I listen to a lot of Ransom. I listen to a lot of Hove and Sky Zoo, right? So I listen to guys who not only make decent music, but these niggas could rap. So a lot of the bars that are on Iceman feels like they were written for like teenagers, right? Or they're written for like IG captions or tweets, right? That's not really for me, right? So I listen to Joe Budden break down lyrics, and while he is a lyricist or was a lyricist, I thought it was troubling that he found a lot of delight in these bars, right? I did not. This album is not good to me. This album was not made for guys like me, right? If you're listening, if you're consistently listening to high level lyricism, and then you get this Drake, you're not gonna like this shit. Like you're just not gonna like this shit, right? Because there's a lot of cringeworthy lines, and we'll get to it. We'll get to some recap of those lines very shortly. But I just want to say that because I'm not necessarily a Drake hater. I want him to succeed, right? Even after losing the battle, he's still like a top 1, top 2 rapper in the world, right? He still didn't lose a position. Nothing happened, right? What I do like is the fact that Kendrick never said a word about this, at least publicly, right? And it doesn't even seem like he's running away from it. He's just not talking about it, and I think that's really dope. So all the real chirping comes from Drake's side, from Drake himself, his affiliates, and a lot of his fans. But like I said, if you are a Drake fan, then this album is for you. If you like the other 2 shits he put out, congratulations. But if you're consistently listening to high level lyricism, these are weed plates. Especially that Iceman's a weed plate. Not to say it isn't good, but it's catered to a certain audience, and that's the big difference with this with Iceman. If you're gonna compare it, which you shouldn't, to GNX, right? Because with GNX, it felt like a lot of us were singing the songs, right? Even people who are not Kendrick fans. That's what it felt like. None of the diss tracks were on there either, which was also very Kendrick-esque, not even run the numbers up. Just let the album stand on its own, and I can appreciate that. But with Iceman, it feels like this is just catered to his audience, and it should be that way because the audience is very vast. You know, young and old alike, right? It's not necessarily like what Hove had, and Drake is certainly a household name. Your mother knows him, your grandmother knows him, right? Your uncles know him, right? Just in some way, shape, or form, they have some type of connection with bro. You know, can't get mad at that. But the album is not for me. I'll probably give it like if I had to rate it, probably like 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5. Right? It don't stand out as anything. It don't like and as a guy who was here for Drake's mixtape run and everything leading up to that first album, right? We kind of a guy like me, my age, I'm 43, right? But I got to see the ascent. That I got to see the ascent to do it like that, right? And what I will say is Kendrick beat the aura off of that man. I will say that. Um, if I think if Drake takes the high road and just acknowledges like Hove, just acknowledges the battle like Hove did, and then just moved on with his life, I think it'd have been a lot better. There was no reason to drop 3 albums. I get the chatter about he's trying to get out of his recording deal and all that stuff. That's fine. Um, but Drake still needs that 12, maybe even 10 to 12 track album where he shows some more vulnerability. He's not rapping over these types of beats. I think a lot of what guys like me want from him, I don't think he's even capable of doing anymore. I think he was probably capable of doing what we want him to do, probably between the first and third album, maybe. So it feels a little bit disingenuous to ask those things of him. If I'm going to consider myself a fledgling fan, but as far as rap go, to my 43-year-old brain, that's what I want to listen to. I want to listen to high level lyricism, not bars I can easily break down in my head without even speaking to anybody. Right? Not bars I could predict. Not just not that level of sassiness in my in the rhymes and stuff like that. I never wrote like that. The guys I listen to don't write like that. Even like the aggression he puts out in some of his songs, it's hard for me to be like, yeah, fuck them dudes, right. It's hard for me to say stuff like that. It's hard for me to get on the same page as him when it comes to the tough talk because I know he's not tough. The people around him might be tough, but if somebody listened to all the tough talk raps and shot one of his people, then we're having visuals and candlelight sessions and shit like that. No one is going to be spinning on no one like that. That's what it feels like when I hear it. It feels like it's a lot of emptiness to it. A lot of partying, a lot of great times, but it feels a little hollow and empty. But if you appreciate it, then you appreciate it. I won't say it's bad music because a man can't make bad music. I will give him that. He can't make bad music. Is it interesting? Yes. Is it decent? Sure. Is it good? Sometimes, right? And this comes from a guy who didn't really care for him rapping over the conductor beats either. It's like you went and got conductor and it's like, let me just go rap over something. It's like a nigga who just don't rap over no premier hip hop producer beats. And then I'm gonna grab Alchemist to show everybody I'm with the people and stuff. Like, don't do that. You don't have to do that, right? That's my quick thoughts on Drake. Drake. But go get the album, listen to it. Go get the other 2 albums. Listen to it. Have a good time. Have the F at it. Peace.